So what I'm going to cook today is, I don't need to actually cook because I did all the preparation last Friday, if you guys remember. I'm going to make a spaghetti out of this freezer container, right? I did all the preparation. I was chopping tomatoes, I was chopping onions. It's so great. And just for today, I'm going to cut the melon and then have it as a dessert. It's been sitting in my room for last Friday. So I really need to get started eating this. 괜찮죠? 너무 좋아, 너무 멋있는 것 같아. 여기 여기 이 정도만 이제 더 가리고 흰색으로. 근데 위가 조금 남아가지고. So onions and what you guys are getting is, I'm gonna make spaghetti in a while. What you're getting here is this 4-in-1 handy chopping board. You chop, move out to the separate chew here. Just put it in a simply pots or pan while you're cooking. But also what I have here is the freezer containers that makes the perfect synergy. So along with this chopping board, 4-in-1, very handy, dishwasher possible. Chopping board with separate chew. Remember how we were talking about this freezer containers? I've had all my onions and tomatoes and spaghetti sauce all chopped in this one super size of container. So this time today, all I need to do is boiling my noodles, boiling a spaghetti noodles, and then just eat it. I heat up, and then take out the spaghetti sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna take it at all, but sure, why not? I just push on the back, and it pops out so easily. Might be too much, but 너무 많은 거 아니야? It might be too much. I should have put it in the just two different sizes of containers, but too late. Okay, I'll just top up, and then they froze. Look, they froze beautifully. It's so easy to take it out. It looks a little bit okay, it's so easy to just take it out from your freezer container. So along with the chopping board, what I did was I chopped all the ingredients, the onions and tomatoes and cheese, the leftover with the spaghetti sauce, and then I just froze them. And then I'm just gonna put it in the pot. It takes out so easily. I don't even need to twist it, but it comes out so easily. And I'm going to melt it in my pan. I'm gonna melt it in my pan. Maybe, you know, you guys, I should have put it in this freezer containers. But I didn't have enough space, so I just freeze it in a whole big one pot. So I should have put it in maybe this here. So take it out just one, put it in here and eat it for the first meal. And on the next day, I can continuing and enjoying the meal. Okay, so while I'm cooking this, I will give you a brief introduction about this product. So freezer containers, you're totally getting 5 freezer containers. I don't need to do a preparation today. 오, 이거 잘 되네. 이 프라이팬이 너무 작네. I should have taken it out of bigger. 됐어 이제. 한번 더 녹으면 돼. 여기서 요리하면 안 되는 거 아니야? Meanwhile, in meantime, while my frozen spaghetti is sauce is being cooked, I just wonder if I'm not allowed to cook in here. While it's been cooking, I will tell you a little bit more about these freezer containers. There are sizes of 1, which I have just put it with the spaghetti sauce and onions and tomato. They're being melted it out. If I have a chopper, That's even better. Oh, smells so good. No need to chop today. One slice, two slices. Or there are sizes of 3. I should start to really eating this. And also there is sizes of 6 blueberries and persimmons and any chopped leftover tomatoes. Let me go and open the window just in case. So I don't need to cut stuff today, right? It's all ready. And then something that's divided into a 15 different section of 15. By the way, I'll talk about ginseng in a while. But for now, remember how I was chopping the other day? Like chop everything. And I don't need to do any extra preparations for the day. I just need to melt. So that's gonna take a while. 이거 뚜껑을 덮어야겠어. I need a topper. 뚜껑 덮고. Meanwhile, I'm gonna open the window. Just in case. See all the onions that I had to chop. But not today. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my meals to get ready, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the melons into pieces. Okay, so this is the JM Green's chopping board. It's been selected as a brand K chopping board, which means the Korean government guarantees for its excellent quality. And it's a 4-in-1, very handy and convenient chopping board. Because first of all, this is a separate chew that while we're cooking and chopping like these onions, while we're chopping, I don't have to move it to, let's say if I have cut the onions, I don't have to move into a pots or pans, but rather I can just move all these onions into the separate chew and then dump into a pot or pan. So simple and easy that we don't have to touch. While we're cutting, we touch the onions and that's enough. Just move it all and gather all the onions, just chopped onions, into these pots or pans that you have it. So you don't ever have to touch the onions again while you're preparing the meal. And what I'm cooking right now in my pan is this is the frozen spaghetti sauce and tomatoes and onions and hams and cheese that I chopped last Friday, as you can see. So I don't need to do any preparation for spaghetti. All I need is just a noodle and taking it out from this freezer containers that I put all the stuff in this one freezer containers. So total, you're getting this chopping board as well as 5 different sizes of freezer containers. Size of 1 or size of 6 or size of 15, size of 3 of ice cream. You know, ice cream and spaghetti sauce can take much of space in our freezer, and then that's no, right? Taking so much space. We are already filled with so many frozen stuff in our freezer. So let's avoid that. And this one's divided into 2. I probably should have put it in here, because that might be too much for me, because I live by myself. So frozen bulgogi and frozen shrimp. I could add a little bit of frozen shrimp if I want to, right, later on. So 5 different sizes of containers. Once we're all prepared, if you're busy, you know, if you're really busy, don't want to feel like cooking, then maybe you go shopping for one day on the weekends and well prepare for all those meals, right? And then whenever you feel like it, take it out from the freezer and then have it. I had my spaghetti sauce and everything ready on the other day, as you can see last Friday. This was what I was doing. And what I'm doing is I'm just melting it out. I don't need to chop the tomatoes or onions today, or even ham. when they melt, and then I mix it with my noodle, and then it's good to go. It's good to go. Oh, makes my mouth watery. Just looking at them. With the chopped garlic, I put chopped garlic in it. Onions and garlics are good for each and every meal, right? So anything is okay. Okay, let me cut melons this time. With this separate chew can be used as our own plates too. So while I'm waiting for the meal, let's get ready for the dessert. Cut the topper. And the thing about using very watery fruit, they are delicious. Ooh, melons are delicious, but it can be quite watery, right? It can be quite watery. Oh, I hope it didn't go bad. They can be watery, and if you drop a couple of if you drop the water of the melons, then we have to wipe it out, right? Those stickiness watermelon fruit juice. But whatever it happens in this chopping board, it stays in chopping board. What happened? Oh, this part went bad. Oh no. Okay, so take out this part. Oh my god! Can I be honest? It's my first time to cut melon today. Oh, it's so watery, man. Yeah, isn't it looking good? And then what we do is we take out these melons one by one. Perfect dessert. 장난 아닌데 이거? 멜론이 더 익었나 봐. You see this water drizzling onto my chopping board? Oh yeah? If I didn't have this chopping board, it probably have drill all over on the table. Thanks to this juice collector, right? It's so deep. And then when your kids are at home, you can just, oh here's a melon for you. And then they can just bring in out the melons that you have, and then they can just eat it. Let me just have a one. 헐. 헐 대박. 완전 맛있어. Oh my god. 헐. It's so good. Trash. Throw it away in a trash can. Where did I put this? I didn't bring any trash. 여기 안 갖고 왔네. Okay, I'll use this. Spaghetti sauce are all melted now. I'll use this. Let's just dump it in the trash bin. And it's all done, right? And then, you can ask them to have a kids to can have them. 멜론 장난 아니. Well, I want to show you something, so I'm just gonna put it in right here. You see this? You see the melon juice that okay. Here's the melon juice collector. I'm gonna pour it in to right here, that you guys see carefully. if I didn't have this chopping board, this juice collector on this chopping very deep, I probably have dripped it off all over on my table or on my sink. And then I have to wipe it, and they can be really sticky, right? After. I have to wipe it out, but this chopping board contains every stickiness or every juice that comes with it out. Because this was actually designed to cut kimchi here in Korea, you know, and kimchi has a lot of kimchi juices, and along with that, kimchi can be very stinky. Kimchi juices with the garlic, so many ginger, fermented fish. So they made it really deep. I know there's a juice collector for most of the chopping board, but in this J.M. Grease chopping board, they made it really deep to make sure they really collect everything, all the juices, or water leaf fruits juice, kimchi juice, or barbecue, or fish stings, just stays in the chopping board while you're cooking and while you're preparing. So it gathers all those, and then you can just simply throw it away into the sink or in a trash bin, right? And then they can enjoy this separate chew as a plate, so you don't even have to take out an extra plate. Quite sticky, yeah? Okay. So that's what it happens while we are cutting a fruit. I'm sorry. Okay. 오, 진짜 맛있다 이건. So my spaghettis are ready. That was for my dessert, but nope. Because it was all chopped the other day, I didn't need to chop anything. It was all from my freezer. Yeah, I think this might be too much for my one size of noodle, but it's okay, I can have them as a dinner tonight. Smells good, smells good. I think there's a lot of tomatoes for sure. Okay. Just pour in my spaghetti noodles that I had. All I had to do was just boiling the spaghetti noodles and then mix it together. A lot of onion, tastes like onion, guys. I gotta put a little bit more of a spaghetti sauce. Let me go get more spaghetti sauce. Oh boy. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Okay. This is just a bit of more spaghetti sauce. What are we gonna do with the spaghetti sauce, huh? We have to freeze them. It's been in the freeze for last 3 days, but I have to freeze them before they go too bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in a leftover side. Maybe I should take out the shrimp. Yeah, I'll just take out the shrimp. I just push in the back. And then, you know, this frozen shrimp into my spaghetti pot. Oh. And usually we should wipe it out, right? We wipe it out with a kitchen towel. And then for the leftover spaghetti sauce, I'll just pour in the leftover, because, or unless, if I just put it in the fridge, it will be just a wasting. Shit. If I just put it in the fridge, it would go bad in a couple of days. But rather, I have decided to put in the freezer to freeze them. Then how are you gonna freeze it, right? Am I gonna put like my bottle just like that? Or rather, would I put like specially made freezer containers to store them well and nicely on my freezer? So that's what I have chosen. You guys are getting 5 different sizes of freezer containers that are divided into 2, 3, 15, 6, or just one whole, like this. So it depends on what your cooking style or how you are enjoying your home meal. We can do that. This leftover spaghetti sauce will be all gathered in this one container so that I don't have to freeze this directly. I'm gonna freeze them and have it later on. Okay. So while it's cooking, let me, because I put my shrimp, leftover frozen shrimp into the pots. 이거 나 혼자 다 못 먹겠는데. The onions, this is gigantic. If you guys are near Seoul, come and have a lunch with me. This is a lot of meal. 여기는 거 아까우니까 gather and more for it. Don't throw away. Okay, that way we don't have to put it in the freezer. We don't freeze them with this, but you know we don't need this. We can throw it away now. Recycle. With the frozen shrimp, you know, we all have leftovers from the previous cooking. My frozen shrimp is here, so just make a spaghetti with it, so that we don't have to go to the grocery store and buy the food again. It's already there, but it's just that we can't find them, right? We just can't find them. Why? Because they're all piled up. Because they're all piled up in one, like, that we can just putting in the zipper or plastic bag. So it is very difficult to find. Whereas, if we can just well organize what we want, where to put, on sizes of containers, first of all, it's really nice to look at it. It gives you that bit of confidence, and it just makes you proud of yourself of having all that. So freezer containers are pretty helpful for your kid. It makes our life easier when it comes to cooking and preparations. So think about that one. So think about that. And along with that, freezer containers, and you're also getting JM Greens, their popular chopping board. There you go. And throw away all this fruit juice or kimchi juice in this pour spouts, and then just wash them once you're done with it. But really, we don't really need to take out the plates while we are cooking, because we can just take it out and give it to someone like that after. This can be used as a plates too. Because melons and watermelons make such a lot of juices while we're cooking. They can be really sticky if we don't wipe them out, right? And then think about what if it was a fish or poultry, then that would give us extra work. So in order to prevent that, we need this chopping board as a backup, especially when you have to prepare a lot of food. Like I had to cook a lot of vegetables, salsas, tomatoes, and the onions the other day to show you. Let me just show you. I had to do a lot of like onions, you know, garlics, and just chopping everything to little pieces. And then instead of moving my onions into like this to pots or pan, I can just move everything to my separate tubes and then just dump it into pots or pans. So easy and very convenient way to make your kitchen life a little bit more convenient and save the time for preparations. And along with that, there's a freezer containers as well. The 5 freezer containers, they will make the synergy effect together. So I highly recommend it for those who's not good at cooking, like me, or who has to do a lot of preparations because you live with the kids. Because we can store them in these freezer containers after we're done with cooking. And for today, I'm having this gourmet spaghetti sauce, but I did all the preparation one day. So today is just down with the dessert. Really, you won't get your hands dirty as much as the ones that if you're using just a regular chopping board that you might have at home. If you're not used to cooking, or if you have a kids at home because you guys have to chop a lot, right? Or if you think you're spending too much money on buying groceries and later on you find out that you have all piled up on your freezer and then you bought them and they go back home and then you are looking at the freezer and damn, I have it right there, then give it a shot of the freezer containers. And if you're also very not big fan of cooking, trust me, if you have this chopping board and this freezer containers, I don't know what it is, but it really does make me want to feel cooking for some reason, because it feels like I have a backup really at home. So it makes you want to cook a little bit more. That was the kind of feeling that I have gotten. That was the sense of the feeling that I have gotten. Let me take it out a little bit and have it. Sorry, I love Sally Jane Green's chopping board. The the heating is not good enough, I think. 뜨겁지? I don't need a chopping today. All the preparation was done the other day. You know, I cut hams and onions the other day. 좀 쫄아야 돼. I think it was too much onion, guys. A lot of water from onion. Not bad. No preparation today. So happy. Because the other day, the last Friday, look how much preparation I had to do. 맛있네. What the hell? What is this? Okay. Enough of spaghetti now. This is great. Okay. So guys, you're totally getting 7. Where's my other chopping board? You're getting total 7. You're getting 5 freezer containers in different sizes in one total. I have made a spaghetti sauce the other day, chopping all the onions and tomatoes, and I just store the leftover spaghetti sauce with that. And today I just take it out from my freezer containers and defroze and heat it up. And there is also sizes of 2 that I have bulgogi and leftover spaghetti sauce here. And what we can also do is, there's 3 different sizes of containers with the rice cake, muffins, and chocolates, and an ice cream, because ice cream takes much of space with those boxes, right? The gallon bark boxes. So those leftovers can go into the freezer container. Also, this one is divided into a 6 different session that I divided into blueberries, tomatoes, and dried persimmon. If I feel like putting an extra tomato, I just pop out on the back, and you see I have a tomato just pouring into my spaghetti sauce. That's no problem, right? That's how you're finishing your leftover precious veggies and fruits that I paid for. right? Don't throw it away. Let's not throw it away. That's a lot of money that we worked hard for to get it. 15, best we can freeze the yogurt, juice for your kids. Or here in Korea, a lot of ladies actually they have put garlics because for most of meals here in Korea we need garlic, right? So it was just divided into small sizes. They pop up so easily too. I don't have to twist it, but I just push in the back and it just pops out. How easily, so easily. That's how it melted a little bit. Easily pops it out so that we don't have to melt this out all. Great snack for your kids, or you can freeze a milk to make cafe latte as well. Anything's possible. Depends on your cooking style and eating habits of your family. Just pop out on the back. Don't need to twist it. It's all good. And my melted tomatoes, leftover tomatoes can be all cooked. Because usually, I'm sure the most of ingredients that you guys are using at home is probably one of your favorite ingredients for your family, right? So if you don't get to finish them on time, just freeze them, right? We freeze them, but do we want to freeze them putting in the zippers or Ziploc or plastic bag and just pile up, dump it and pile up, and then you open them later and then try to find it where it is later on, and then you realize that it's not in there. But you go to the grocery store and get another box, then you find it out that it was there, right? That's what it happens all the single time. So if that's what's happening to you as well, give it a shot of this freezer containers. And these melons, as a dessert, you just cut them into pieces and put it in this freezer. You just put them in this separate chew as a dessert, just to show you the tomatoes, actually. Cut the tomatoes. Let's say you're making omelets or a salad or spaghettis like me, or a sandwich, and let's say you're chopping all these meals. I can just move all to this chew and dump into my pots or pans while I'm cooking. If I didn't have that, I probably had to move to the pots or a step. Oh no! That's what it happens to several times. But if I have this chew with this JM Green chopping board, you just move. If you're really busy, don't have time for preparations, just pop in, right? Pop in, up, dump in, and then it's good to go. And then next what? Onion, same old, chop it and dump it. Let's say you have another tomato to cut, or if it was an onion, right? Chunks of onions, or just move it all onto the side and then hurry, go, go, go. And I have really put enough of the tomato on my spaghetti for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this chopped tomato into the freezer containers, the leftover spaghetti sauce, and just dump in here. Dump in my tomato slice, dump. And then I'm just gonna freeze them so that I can have the other day, right? The leftover tomatoes, same. Just cut them into diced. Or when you're making a stew, right? When you have a kids at home, or if you guys are a big fan of curry or chopping for your kids to make a little fried rice, you know, Put it in a chew and dump in the freezer containers that I'm giving you, or just dump in the pots or pans without having to touch. But if I don't have this, I probably had to do this several times, drooling all over while I'm, delivering, as you can see. But this one just go everything all at once, and then just pour in to wherever I want. Right? So same for the melons. Let's say, okay, so I'm gonna pour in this tomato into the spaghetti sauce right here. I'm gonna have it the other day. We don't want to throw it away. Let's say you have a melon. This part. Oh, be careful of knife. Okay, I will. Be careful. Okay. And then cut them. And you see the watermelons, the water just drips it off all over. But it automatically, it just dripping in over here. I'm sorry that you can see it. But it all dripping over. And then move to the one side and give it to your kids like that. Here's the melon for you. Have some. Don't need to take a plate. This is really light. Even though they drop it, it won't break. It's really light, so kids can just walk around with their little hand holder. Oh, I didn't cut them. Oh my god, this is so good. And then leftover trash, dump in my trash can. Just gonna pretend this is my trash can. And then you just wash your dishwasher. Put it in the dishwasher and just wash by hands. It's really light, so that's no problem. Right? So today my preparation was ready. It was all frozen spaghetti sauce with my shrimp, frozen shrimp and onion. So I just put it all here, just hop in, right? I just had to cut melons for dessert. So if you're a working lady, if you're really busy, don't have much time of preparing, and if you think you're spending too much of, dining it out, nothing beats homemade food, right? It's just a matter of energy and efforts that you have to put in. Just buy whole food and then do a lot of preparations. Preparations really quickly, we've seen it, right? And then if you have leftovers, just freeze them. Because I give you 5 different sizes of freezer containers that you can freeze for frozen meat, frozen shrimp, frozen of anything, really. I froze like leftover ice cream. It's still there. I'm waiting until my whole broadcast of Jane Game overs to have them. Affogato, you can make it anything, what you would like. And you see how easy and convenient when I was doing a melon, tomatoes, even for the onions. So let me show you. Okay, so, and the melon juice has all gathered outside of this juice collector. Let me show you. I even put sandwiches the other day. That's how great the sizes are. You see, if I didn't have this juice collector, this probably have all popped it out from my chopping board. And I had to wipe out my tables. Oh, that's no, right? We put a lot of effort and energy on our preparation already. So all the leftover juices can be gathered here. Tomato, just like go, you guys. Just collectors. So throw away all these leftovers. And then you're done. 명식님 혹시 보고 계시면 저 지금 방송 얼마나 했어요 혹시? And guys, remember you guys are getting 5 different sizes of freezer containers. Oh, sorry. Whoop! Okay, so sizes of 15, you can put garlics, milk that's close to expiration date, right? We want to freeze them. There's always leftovers when it comes to expiration date. So when you're making cafe latte or smoothies with your frozen fruit, perfect. Make an advantage of that. And there is the sizes of 6. I took out my frozen tomato already because I didn't want to throw it away. There's always like 1/4 left of tomatoes after we are cooking. But if we just put it in the plastic bag and freeze them, we never just get to find them. And one day if we want to like clean it out, we find out, oh, the tomato back in like a month ago. Oh, there you are. Right. But what I can tell you for sure, okay, thank you, Myung-shin. What I can tell you for sure is that if you have this, for me, if we have all this, if you put it in the freezer like that, it looks so nice to look at it. And you know, the topper is clear, so you know what's inside. It gives you that confidence. I don't know where this confidence comes from, but I can tell you, you're confident, you're really pleased to look at it. So that it just makes you want to cook. And you know, I froze my spaghetti sauce and onions and all day the other day. All I did was boiling a noodle. And I put my frozen shrimp, and I put my frozen tomatoes, and the leftover, you know, hams and cheese from the other day from the omelets and sandwiches. And today, all I did was just cutting a melons for dessert, right? So if you're really busy, don't have time for cooking, you're always dining it out, and give it a shot, really. It saves a lot of time, right? And when you're looking at your food, it really makes you satisfied. If you have a kids at home, perfect. We'll give you this. So you're getting separate chews as well. Is a one set. This one. Whatever happens in chopping board stays in chopping board. That's how convenient and handy this chopping board is, really. And they're very light to carry around. Some people say, oh, I think this chopping board is a little bit too big, but that's really the case by case. If you're so used to using the smaller ones, we do give you that smaller ones right there, but this one is more for the preparation. So curry, stews, or you know, spaghetti that I made, or if your kids don't get to chew with a big mouth, this is perfect for preparations and the fruits. Any stinky food that you have to cook it, this will be a perfect match. And you're getting 5 different sizes of container. You see, I emptied my shrimp, frozen shrimp, and onion side, and I filled in with this leftover spaghetti sauce. If I didn't have this freezer containers, I probably just have dumped in all, or I don't know what I would have done. Usually what I do is I just put in the fridge, and a week later it goes bad and I throw it away. Sometimes it does feel like we are waiting for those leftover food to go away so that we can buy another ones, right? But let's cut down money on that, right? Let's cut down money on what we eat. We can save really a quite amount by not spending or not repeatedly buying it for what we couldn't have. So 1 chopping board is a gift, and 5 freezer containers of these 2 sizes. I put my leftover tomatoes in here. I didn't want to throw it away, and I taste this spaghetti, and it tastes not bad at all. Not bad at all. Of course, nothing beats something that you just cut it in a boil, but if we don't have enough time for that, freezer containers are here. Make the most of it. They make a synergy effect together. 3 sizes of muffins, chocolates. I don't know about you guys, but here in Korea, I don't know what's up with those packages. We have to fat packages that take so much space. Exactly for this freezer containers, leftover, let's say if this was an ice cream, if it's in the freezer, it takes so much space, don't need to, right? Just put it in this freezer containers, and then there the topper is clear so that we can see what's inside. And along with that, there is one more. There's one more chopping board as a gift. Another chopping board. Let's say, oh, the melon seed. Okay, let's say we cut it a melon. You're pudding. You can put it in your separate plate like this. Once again, you cut it. There you go, and there's your melons. Okay, so total you're getting 5 sets, 2 chopping board, and there will be also 5 different sizes of freezer containers. So think about it. To make your kitchen life a lot easier, I need to heat it up. For the deal, we'll send you directly from Korea, from the headquarters. 완전 불었어, 씨. Wow, I boiled for 1 person serving, but since I was talking for 50 minutes, now 2 people can have this amount. Oh my god. So many. If you guys are close by, you're more than welcome to stop by. 아, 뜨겁이라. Wow, shoot. That's a lot of spaghetti that I'm gonna eat it. Put garlic. There. My fat spaghettis. Yeah, so that's what it happens. With these freezer containers, I'm going to freeze my spaghetti sauce, the leftover spaghetti sauce with the tomato in it. They make a perfect synergy effect for 5 containers. There's 5 freezer containers and 2 chopping board. This chopping board is very special, right? This chopping board very special. With this one. There's 2. You're getting the separate ones. This one, if this is the ones that who hates how chopping board leaves the knife scars behind. This one's for you. Special material called TPU is the main material that they made with. The rest are PP complex, just like the rest. And these was has been selected as a brand K product. Now, brand K products are meaning the Korean government guarantees for its excellent quality. With these 2 separate shoes, that you're getting this special chopping board with 5 freezer containers in a different sizes. If you have kids at home, highly recommended, because you have to chop it everything into little pieces, and it can be used as a separate plates, right? And secondly, if you're not good at cooking, like me, I'm sure you're better than me. If you're not good at cooking, this chopping board has a deep juice collector, so whatever happens in chopping board stays in chopping board. It has your back, it backs you up. And also, if you have to do a lot of preparations for your kids, I told you about that, and not used to good at cooking, highly recommend it. Also, if you're sick and tired of dining it out, and sometimes you want to do the homemade food, but if you're too busy because you're working, this will save you a lot of time of preparing for your food. I mean, just cut them into little pieces and just move all that to the one side. If I don't have that, I probably have to like really careful, try to pick it up with the garlic. So this is perfect for just little yummy ingredients that you probably have to cook for it. So yeah, if you're interested, please do let me know about this JM Green chopping board. There will be shipping and handling costs, but for a certain amount, it will be free of shipping and handling. This chopping board and this freezer containers will make your kitchen life a lot easier. That's what I felt for last month and a half. So if you're interested, do come to GNSK Warehouse. And GNSK Warehouse will always introduce the nicest, the finest products that I think it's worth to introduce to overseas viewers. There is also a, you know how I've been talking about ginseng products as well. There's a ginseng product. And this week I will be going to one of the biggest fairs in Korea, and I'm gonna go and search for the nice products for you guys. So, and then I'll talk to the CEOs to make sure they're nice. They're not the ones who's just looking for money, and get a nice deal and exclusively offer to GNSK Warehouse viewers. So, yep, I am always here on your side. So I'm a customer myself too. I want to spend my money wisely as well. So let's all do that. And thank you so much for hopping in for your precious lunchtime. And I'll see you guys soon, shortly. Thank you very, very much.